Good evening, metalheads. This is Barry doing that Goat Metal Show, episode 2. Alright, I just wanted to go and get into the stuff that, as far as classical albums, stuff that was influential in all our lives. Well, I'm going to talk about the ones that were influential in my life and that helped me get into metal, love metal, and, get into the music and do my own band and everything. And there's a lot of things that I owe to these albums. First off, I'm going to start off with the band that I picked up with my own money. I was just a wee tad, I was about 13 years old, and I picked up Iron Maiden's Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Great album, great music, classic Maiden album. Maiden can do no wrong, Bruce Dickinson. And I'm just going to play one of the songs that was one of my highlights on this album. I just loved it. It was called The Prophecy. I got it right at the build-up part where it just gets heavy. So, it starts off a little, melodic, but it just gets real heavy. I just love the heavy part. It's awesome. This is a tribute to also my boy Frank Lasco, who's one of the biggest Maiden fans that I know. Maiden forever. This is just awesome. Just pure Maiden. Right. Great album. Great album. But this is definitely one of my favorites. Definitely one of my favorites. And Iron Maiden, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. I love all the Maiden albums, except for a select few. As far as the one when Bruce wasn't singing, but great album. Now I want to get into another band, which me and Frankie, when we used to go and get ready for rehearsal, we used to always start off and get ourselves hyped by playing. And I'm talking about this band Paradise Lost. Great doom band. This album was just unique in its time. They changed their style of music a little bit over the years. The new album is somewhat similar to the old ways because they were going through their little stages, but this was a great album. And I'm going to play Dead Emotion. This was the song that used to get me hyped. Just great stuff. Peaceful Records. I remember they used to put out a lot of good bands like this back in the early 90s. Great. It was good for the genre. It was good music. It had its moments there. Just can't help it, but just get into it. His vocals alone too were amazing. They were very unique. I love the vocals. It's just Paradise Lost, And, if you want to take a listen to this album, it's a great album. All the songs are good, but this was just my highlight song. Oh, nice breakdown. I thought it was great that they had a female vocalist doing some parts in the song. It just went with his vocals. It just sounded evil. It was great. Love it. Right? And we're going to continue along the way. The next band and another hype song I used to get into when we were starting out. And it was very influential in Godementz's music as well. I'm talking about Grave. You Will Never See. It just we had to listen to this. The music is just incredible, and it was just Swedish death metal. Back then Swedish death metal was kings for a little bit. And now just can't beat it. everybody's starting a death metal band, the Swedish style. This is one of the bands you should have been. This is one of the albums you should listen to. You had Entomb, you had Dismember, you had Unleashed, and Grave. But Grave, they had their own sound, their own style. Glad that they went back to the original style. This is great stuff. Vocals amazing. This was their Raining Blood, I have to say. This album was their Raining Blood. You know, it's just amazing. Amazing vocals. My advice, get this album if you don't have it, because it's what it is. It's just true classic. True classic, right? True classic. Grave, you will never see. Make sure you get a hold of that, right? Okay. All right, well, sorry to stop it there, but, you know, we got to move along. You know, we got to move along. All right. Also, I want to go and pay homage to, you know, as far as New York City, growing up in New York City, and the honor of talking about a great New York City hardcore band. I'm talking about Sick of It All. Sick of It All are legends. And not only are they legends, but they were true gentlemen, great guys. I got to meet Lou, you know, when my son was just a year old, so that's about 20 years ago. And they were playing in Malali's Park in the Bronx. He loved the fact that I had my son there. My son was into the music. He was so cool. I met his kids. I met his wife. He took he gave my son a jersey. Had the band autograph his hat. Great time. And if you're trying to get yourself into hardcore or try to start a hardcore band, this right here is one of the pieces of the Bible. You have to listen to it. You have to get into it. So I'm gonna play a song that, you know, Go to Mensis we covered, as an intro when we first started out, because it was just embedded in us, you know, New York City hardcore to the fullest right here.
Spreading the hardcore reality in 89. Sick of it all. Blastmaster KRS-One. Fresh for 89. Suckers.
89. Damn. You know, great music lasts forever. You know, truly lasts forever. Sick of it all, New York City hardcore. And, you know, just nothing's gonna beat this right now, you know. Like I said, you're trying to get into some hardcore or trying to play hardcore music. This is hardcore. Please do not go and make trash and say it's hardcore. Alright? This is the blueprint right here. This is what you listen to, alright? New York City hardcore's finest. Alright? Sick of it all. Alright, one of the great influence in my band, and they're always going to stay true to me, always. Alright, next up, I'm going to talk about a band that is unique. They were part of that, it was like more death and thrash, you know, like the likes of Demolition Hammer and Ex-Hoarder. But this band from Florida had a great sound. I'm fortunate that I became really good friends with the legend who was the drummer of this band, Alex Marquez. Shout out to you, brother. Great stuff. This was very influential when I was in high school. You know, I must have ran this tape over and over again. And, the first album was Solstice. Can't beat it. I mean, from the very first song you listen to on this album, Transmogrified, it just smacks you right in the face. There. Boom! Solstice. We're fortunate that they came back together. They're playing again. They're touring. If you have an opportunity to see them live, see them. You won't regret it. Great Great fucking band, great musicians, and Alex Marquez, the drumming is unbelievable. Alright, unbelievable drumming. Alright? Can't go wrong with Solstice. So when you get a chance, pick it up. I know that they reprinted these albums, so you should be able to get them. Can't go wrong. The drumming is unbelievable. The music is unbelievable. The vocals is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just love it. Alright, we're gonna keep this going. I got another one where Alex Marquez is the drummer, and fortunate for everybody, he was drumming on this album, which to me, and I think for most people, is considered the greatest death metal album ever made. Produced, made, I mean, especially at its time, this was the Rain in Blood. Like, Rain in Blood went in, was like, to me, the best thrash album ever made. This was what death metal had. And it is Malevolent Creations, okay? Retribution, right? This is Retribution, and, you know, this album is just amazing. You know, it has an all-star cast in here, and, you know, amazing, amazing album. My favorite song on here is Coronation of Our Domain. And right in the intro with the drumming, it just blows your face off. Amazing. I just love the way it gets into that nice groove. It just keeps you moving. You can tell the influences in here. It's just awesome. You can have some good sex with this song. What? It's amazing. The movement you can have in here. Amazing. Who would have known? Who would have known? Great fucking band. I love this album. Still play it. It's still, to this day, one of the blueprints. Death metal, this is what you're going to get yourself into. I'm telling you. Alright? Malevolent Creation. Alright? Alright, I think we got time for one more. And I want to talk about Testament. Okay? Testament, I mean, I really got into them when Practice What You Preach came out. Okay? Right? It's not one of their best albums. I know, so try not to, you know, throw things at the screen. I know it's not one of their best albums, but this is when I got into them. I started picking up on them, you know, getting the rest of the albums before that, and became a Testament fan, but I know it's not one of their best albums. But I listened to it, enjoyed it, and on here that I would play over and over and over again. You know, it was called Sins of Omission, and to me, I think this is the best track in the album. It's the heaviest track in the album, and you just go a little crazy listening to it. I'm gonna play it real quick. You tell me what you think. I'm sure some of you bypassed this song. You know, great song, very influential to me. Just as far as the heaviness that it had, it's really, really good. Just, you know, great stuff. Anything that you get like that just gets you moving, you know. When you see them do it live, I've seen them do it live, and it's great live. You can't go wrong. It's a very heavy song, gets you moving, start a massive pit. Great song. The lyrics are awesome too. You know, just the way Chuck Berry just goes with the flow of the music and just goes with the groove, and just makes you want to just punch shit. You know, if you want, you know, pick up this album. I mean, you know, like I said, this is the first time I got into Testament with this album. This was my song. I do like the other album, the songs on the album, but This is my song right here. It's heavy as hell. I love it. Love it. Alright. So that's it for now. If anything, like I said, if there's stuff that you guys want to hear or being talked about, or stuff that hasn't been talked about in ages, just put it up. Give me a comment. Let me know what you think. Give me a like. And, we're going to try to do some more. Alright? If anything, stay brutal, stay heavy, and until next episode.